Saving is a huge part of becoming financially stable and reaching major goals in your life. Hi, my name is Jake, and in this video, I'm gonna go over the top 5 bank accounts, and at the end of the video, I'm gonna apply for the number 1 bank. So let's start with our number 5 bank, Current. Current offers a high-yield savings account with a very competitive rate at 4.00%. This is on the higher end of the spectrum for high-yield savings accounts. When it comes to savings accounts, the most important factor to consider is the APY. For those of you who don't know, APY stands for average percentage yield, which represents the total amount of value you will have earned after 1 year on an account, and it also includes compound interest. When it comes to considering a bank, I think we can all agree at the time of this recording, the best APY would be to consider something over 3.75. Check out this graph here, which represents a 0.01% APY, something like the Chase checking account. And then you have a graph here that has a 4.2% APY. As you can see, there is a huge difference. With a $10,000 initial deposit and $200 of monthly contributions, you can see after 10 years, this account is worth $34,000. Compared to the account with the 4.2% APY, you can clearly see the account value is worth $44,000, which in turn is all from that 4.2% APY. Current does come with no monthly, minimum, or hidden fees, which I would expect from an online savings account. You can get overdraft protection as well as 40,000 fee-free ATMs. There is a $3.50 fee for depositing cash, but since I would recommend you connect your checking account to the high-yield savings account, this wouldn't really be something you have to worry about. One of the features of this account is that you can get paid 2 days early, and it seems that this is now becoming the norm for online bank accounts. One of the features that I really like about this account is that you can use their savings pods feature to break up your paycheck into different accounts and save for your individual specific goals. That way you can set and forget each specific transfer, and you won't have to worry about saving for, let's say, like a house or an emergency fund, since it'll automatically be happening. Also note that the online banking experience can be a positive or a negative, depending on how much you value in-person customer service or having branch access. With Current, there's no personal cashier's checks, so if you do have to buy something large with cash, I would recommend going through your checking account. Overall, Current is a pretty good bank with a good APY, but let's see what the rest have to offer. So number 4 is the Apple High Yield Savings Account. For those of you who already have the Apple Card, you must know about daily cash. With the Apple High Yield Savings Account, you can now deposit your daily cash into that account and automatically earn interest the second that you earn from the Apple Card's multipliers. This is a super cool feature that if you're on Team Cashback, you can instantly earn cash and invest that into an Apple High Yield Savings Account, making your daily cash worth more. And you're gonna be earning interest the second that you earn that daily cash, which is such a cool feature. For those of you on Team Cashback, you can get that 2x multiplier back on Apple Pay, have it directly deposited into the Apple High Yield Savings Account, instantly earning you value there. It only takes 1 minute to set up, which is so convenient. Although you will need the Apple Card to get the Apple High Yield Savings Account, let me tell you why it's worth it. Some of the competitive features of the Apple High Yield Savings Account is that you're gonna get 4.15% APY, which is very competitive, with no monthly fee or minimum balance requirement. Like I said, if you're just getting started, the Apple Card simplifies all the barriers to entry, making this a great option for beginners. I do wish there was a savings bucket feature so you could split up your savings, but knowing Apple, they're a little late to all the features, and we may see this down the road. Moving on to our top 3 bank, this is another Goldman Sachs bank, Marcus. In a time where banks are exploding left and right, it makes sense to go with a proven, reliable bank, just like Goldman Sachs. Marcus is an excellent online savings account with a 4.15% APY, as well as a referral bonus of 1% APY up to 3 months, and you can do that 5 times per year. That means you'll get a 1% boost every time you refer someone to this account for 3 months. So that 4.15% APY will boost to 5.15% APY. This is a pretty unique sign-up bonus, and I haven't really seen it on any other accounts so far. I'm a big fan of Marcus due to the no minimum deposit required and the unlimited withdrawals feature. This makes for easy organization of your savings accounts. You'll also get high-quality 24/7 access to customer service, as well as no fees at all. Fee-less banks are becoming the common theme here, just like how stock trading went from commission-based to commission-free. Using a high-yield savings account is a great way to build wealth But let me tell you, with Marcus, it doesn't stop there. Although not part of the savings account, their CDs are one of the best rates on the market. Marcus has incredibly competitive rates at 5.15% for a 10-month CD. And it's very easy to set up. If you do have extra money laying around, you can put this into the 10-month CD and get 5.15% APY. You'd be earning that just like it were to be a high-yield savings account. One thing I noticed with this bank is the paper mail that you'll receive every time you change your automatic transfers between accounts. And there's no way to turn this feature off, even by going paperless. When I was getting my savings plan dialed in, I was being bombarded with papers as I was changing these rates constantly, trying to fit my living situation. Now, before I get into the top 2 banks, I have an honorable mention. This bank is a certified classic favorite of the one and only Graham Stephan. It is Ally Bank. Ally Bank features savings buckets with a twist. There's a built-in tool called the surprise savings feature that analyzes your attached checking account for leftover funds and then automatically transfer them to the high yield savings account. Now, if saving money really isn't your thing and you're having a hard time getting started, Ally Bank may be a great account to help encourage you save more money. With a 3.75 APY for the savings account and a 0.10 APY for the checking account, you're gonna be earning lots of cash. Ally Bank is very similar to the rest of the accounts in this video with no fees and no monthly minimum to gain access to that 3.75 APY. Ally Bank has a lot going on for it and it really makes sense for a classic high yield savings account. There are a few things that could be worked on, such as the lack of cash deposits, since you're not able to make cash deposits in the checking or the savings account at all. All right, guys, your number 2 best checking and savings account is the Capital One 360 Bank. The Capital One 360 checking and savings account offers very competitive rates at 3.75% for savings and 0.10% for checking. Any balance will get this rate and it doesn't require any direct deposit. There is something special about Capital One. Let me explain why this bank is different than the rest. Most brick and mortar banks are unable to offer such high APY because of their business model. This is where an online savings account comes into play to remove all the extra stuff like customer service and branches. Well, with Capital One, you can have both. Capital One has the excellent customer service of a traditional brick and mortar bank with a high APY of an online savings account. This is a true gem, guys. Capital One has all of the classic no monthly fees, no minimum requirements, as well as 70,000 ATMs. They have Allpoint and MoneyPass as part of their network, as well as their own branded ATMs that you can make free deposits at. Just like the other online savings accounts, you're able to get paid 2 days early. One of the more unique features with the Capital One Bank is actually their Capital One cafes. It serves as a cafe serving coffee and food, as well as a low-stress environment to work or relax in. Going inside a Capital One cafe has got to be one of the best experiences that I've ever had inside of a bank. The staff are always super helpful when it comes to banking and coffee questions. Plus, you're gonna get 50% off all Pete's coffee if you have a Capital One credit or debit card. And they also give out free stuff all the time, like bento boxes, coffee cups, tote bags, as well as free coffee. I like that you can create multiple performance savings accounts within their online portal, so you can specifically save for specific savings goals. Some of the things I don't really like is their low APY for their checking account at only 0.1%. Overall, this coffee shop bank really deserves its spot at the number 2 list. It is that good. That leaves our number 1 bank to the SoFi checking and savings account. Guys, this bank is really that good. When it comes to SoFi, they are all about numbers. SoFi has the highest savings APY, highest checking APY, and the highest sign-up bonus. That's 3 factors. The SoFi savings account has a 4.20% APY for savings and 1.20% APY for checking. This also has no minimum requirements to get those percentages. You do, however, need to set up direct deposit to get that 4.2% APY on savings. Otherwise, it'll default to 1.2%. But since I assume most of you guys have a job with a direct deposit coming through, this should be no issue. You'll get a $250 sign-up bonus plus an extra $25 if you sign up with a referral link and set up direct deposit, as well as getting paid 2 days early, but this doesn't really matter to me as I don't live paycheck to paycheck. There are no fees on both the checking and savings account to the extent of this list here. Another one of my favorite parts of the SoFi bank account is their SoFi Relay Personal Finance Manager. The dashboard is very easy to use and shows all kinds of details like transactions, spending trends, and all of your accounts. You can connect your outside accounts to SoFi Relay to view everything in one place, just like Mint or You Need a Budget. The downside of the SoFi checking and savings account is that you're not gonna be able to deposit cash without paying a $3.50 fee. And you're gonna have to utilize third-party retailers. I really like how you can automatically save into buckets and get that 4.2% APY, as well as avoid any unnecessary fees, and then look at everything through SoFi Relay. With the best in the best APY out there for both checking and savings, it is a no-brainer to just go ahead and sign up for this. To get the $250 bonus anyway, you might as well try it. So with that, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to sign up for this account right now. So on the screen here, you can see there's tons of options with SoFi, whether it's student loans, credit score, invest, banking, there's a bunch of options. But today, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and apply for the banking. So I'm gonna click on the banking down here, you can see it, and I'm gonna click sign up. We're gonna go ahead and click get started, and I'm an individual, so we're gonna sign up there. Some of this details here is kind of blurred out because it's just my personal information. I'm gonna click next. Okay, that's pretty quick actually. You just gotta hit agree to the terms and conditions, classic, like anything else. Maybe I'll read it one day. Probably should read it, but I can reference it as you can see here, which is good. So I'm gonna hit agree and submit. This isn't a credit card application, so it should be reviewed and approved right away. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work. Well, guys, would you look at that? Everything worked. Congrats on your new account opening. Let's go up and get it running. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit transfer more because I don't need it instantly. I think I'm just gonna link a bank account. My old bank accounts are fine. You know what? This is sick, okay? Let me tell you, it's super awesome. You know, SoFi's sick. I'm not even asking for sponsor. I just freaking like it. It looks cool. I just want to put all my money there. Like something with their product is working. You know what I'm saying? It just looks good. You know, personal finance is just crazy. Like sometimes it makes me want to flip a table over, but then you get super awesome stuff like SoFi where it just makes it easier. So appreciate you guys all for watching today. And that's it. Have a great